back to my channel. It's Amanda, and today I'm going to be doing a spring makeup look for you all. I did a poll on my Instagram on whether or not you wanted to see a spring look or just an everyday get ready with me. And it was like mostly spring looks. So here we have it. If you guys want to participate in those polls, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Yeah, so I just kind of like wung this look, to be honest. Like I had an image in my head, but I wasn't sure what I was going to use. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I really like the matte eyes and super glowy skin. It's a vibe, I'm feeling it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're interested in seeing how I did this makeup look, then just keep on watching. So, if you can't tell, I literally just rolled out of bed to film this video. Like, my hair, I have not brushed it. I'm still in my pajamas. So, this is like a real life get ready with me type situation. And I'm gonna moisturize my face. I'm just using this e.l.f. Daily Hydrating Moisturizer. It's like not super hydrating, but it's a nice base if you're having makeup on underneath, and it's good for sensitive skin. So I'm just gonna start with that. I don't normally show this part, but I do this every single day. Oh, sorry. So I'm doing like a spring look today. And I'm going to be using the ColourPop, mine's really dirty. It's the ColourPop Yes Please palette. It's totally getting washed out, but it says cute AF on the front. I don't know if you can see it because in mine it just looks white. But it looks like this. It is $16 from ColourPop, and it is a gorgeous palette. And to me, it like screams spring because it's like all those really pretty like sunset colors. I'm going to start with my eyes as per usual. I literally look dead. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to start with my eyes as per usual, and I'm going to just prime them with my ColourPop No Filter concealer. I'm going to put some of that on my lids, and then I'm just going to blend it out with a beauty sponge. And then I'm going to set it with a translucent powder, and I'm going to be using the Rimmel Stay Matte. So I'm just going to get some of that and just pat it all over my lid to set that base so it's not too tacky and we're able to blend over top of it. If you want like a really sharp line for where your shadow is, a lot of times using tape works really well. However, I don't like using tape because my skin is like really sensitive, so even if I put it on the back of my hand and peel it off before I put it on, first of all, when I do that, it doesn't stick, and second of all, it still irritates me. So I instead will just take any loose powder. I'm going to take the Coty Airspun, and I'm just taking this random brush. You want to pick like a more dense brush, and I'm just going to pick up powder, like a lot of powder on that brush, and just kind of stamp it and make that line. And I'm just going to like literally just pile up the powder for where I want that sharp eyeshadow line to be. I got this chick from Jaclyn Hill. She normally does it when she already has like a full face on, like her foundation and everything, but I like doing my eyes first, so I just like tried it one time and it works even if you don't have foundation on underneath. So if you don't like using tape, definitely recommend this trick. So now that we look insane, I am going to go into the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I adore this palette. It's so nice and cheap and works really well. So the first shade I'm going to go in with as my transition is going to be this shade right here, which is called Champs. So yeah, I'm just going to go in with Champs on a fluffy brush, and with really like barely any pressure, I'm going to build that up in my crease. I've learned that using a little bit, I know with the transition shade you want to just kind of like slap it down, which is what I normally do, but I've been having like more and more trouble blending over top of it and having like patchiness, and it's all because I'm being sloppy with my transition, and if you mess that up, it's kind of like a little bit like if your transition's patchy, everything on top of it is going to be patchy too. So I've learned that just taking your time and being really gentle makes it turn out better. So that's what I'm doing. Also, you will, like, I don't know if you can see, like, I'm going right over top of the powder. It will like brush away a little bit, but you won't get color there. But as you move into darker colors, you're going to want to like repack the powder just to make sure that no colors are peeking through. I also really like using powder because when I use tape, it's a lot harder for me to line it up, and even with the powder, it's not like accurate, like they're not the same, but I like it because it's easier for me to line it up with powder than the tape because I can like manipulate it however I want it to be. It's not like, you know, you can't really manipulate the tape very well. Okay, now that she is nice and blended, I'm gonna go back in with just a little bit of powder and touch up where I brushed it off. So the next shade that I'm gonna go into in the Yes Please palette is the one right next to it. It's this really pretty peachy shade, and this one is called Big Cocktails. And I'm gonna go in with another fluffy brush, but one that is like slightly more precise. And I'm going to focus that in just the outer V. And again, I'm gonna be using really, really, really light pressure and just kind of almost little like tapping movements just to place it, and then I will gently blend it out like I did with the first shade. And now I'm gonna go back in with that brush that we used before with no additional product and just really blend out the edges. And then finally, I'm gonna go in with an even more precise brush. This one is the Morphe M441, and I'm gonna go in with this dark pink shade, which is called Spoiled. And I'm gonna put that just in the outer V to deepen it up even more, and I'm just gonna pretty much repeat the same steps I did with the previous shade. And then one more time, I'm gonna go back in and just make sure everything is really, really clean and blended. I'm also gonna blend like on the lid too, because I haven't really been worrying about that right now, but now I'm gonna go in and make sure it's blended. I have trouble talking like while I'm doing stuff, and I always notice that I leave these like insanely long pauses. I just make way more work for myself when I'm editing. And now on just any like packing brush, I'm just gonna use the end of one of like the Naked brushes. I'm going to take the lightest shade, which is called Full Zip. It's just this like really pretty creamy whitish shade. It's like a little bit, has a like peachy tint to it. I'm gonna pack that all over the lid. And I'm just doing little teeny tiny tapping motions. And again, we're gonna bring that about halfway across the lid. And it's gonna look sloppy right now, like as you can see, but we're gonna go back in and blend again. Okay, so like I said, going back in with that first brush, and I'm just gonna ever so lightly go back and forth in between where those two shades meet, just to really lightly blend it. And I'm kind of using like the side of my brush almost, just because it's like a little bit more controllable. And I'm just going to blend those. And I'm also gonna blend in the crease a little bit too. I might actually pick up just a little bit more of this peachy shade for the center of the lid, just to like really make everything nice and blended. And then I'm gonna go back in again with the white-ish shade and just pack it again and blend again, just for like to get the maximum amount of pigmentation and to also make sure the shape is what we want it to look like. Okay, and then that is pretty much all for the eyes. I am gonna do liner, but that's all for like eyeshadow. I think it looks really nice and really like springy and like soft. I love that it's colorful, but it's just like a subtle, like it's not like in your face, you know what I mean? I like it. So I'm just gonna dust off this powder and look at that clean line. Beautiful. I love that trick. Jacqueline, when she said that trick, it like changed my life, because I always loved the way it looked when people used tape, but I couldn't use tape because it was way too sensitive. So I'm just gonna take now my Lorac Front of the Line Pro eyeliner in black, and I'm gonna tight line my eyes. I say this in every video, but this step is not at all necessary. It's just kind of personal preference, and I like the way it looks when I do this on myself, and I notice when I don't do it. So, and then I am gonna go in with my Ciate London Fierce Flicks eyeliner, and I'm going to do a thin line and a wing. Okay, my camera shut off sometime while I was doing my eyeliner, and I don't know when it was, so here's my eyeliner. But yeah, so now I'm actually going to, what do I want to do next? Oh yeah, I'm gonna, since I did like a matte eye, I want something super glowy and like healthy looking, almost like wet looking, if you know what I mean, for the face. So I'm actually gonna put a liquid highlighter all over my face, and I'm gonna be using That Liquid Glow Though liquid highlighter by Trust Fund Beauty. I don't know what shade this is, but I'm literally just gonna put this all over my whole entire face. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of look like the Tin Man for a little bit, but it'll work out in the end. You just gotta trust it. This is such a pretty, like, liquid highlighter though. I like using this under my foundation because, as you can see, like, it's a little dark for my skin tone. If I put it under my foundation, it works, but if I try and use it like over top as like an actual highlight, it's a little too dark for me. If you don't like this, the way this like looks with your skin, or you're just like not into this, another way to get like a really pretty glow is to just use like an illuminating primer underneath, like the Becca, what is it, First Light Backlight Priming Filter, whichever one of those, it's one of those. Or I really like the MAC Strobe Cream. Jessie Perkins always uses the MAC Strobe Cream, and it makes her skin look so pretty. She uses the golden one because she has like a more golden skin tone, and I use the peach one, even though I have like a more yellow skin tone, but just because I'm more fair, I think the peach one works a little better on me. So make sure when you get that, you go based off of your skin tone. I'm actually gonna spray my face with the Mario Badescu. I've just been liking using this as like a primer lately, so yeah, I'm just gonna let that really like sink in. And then the foundation today I'm gonna be using, I'm actually not gonna be using like a full coverage foundation for the first time ever. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Foundation Serum. I really like this. This works really well on my skin. It has SPF in it, which I really like. And I don't know, I just like it. It's really thin, really liquidy. I mean, it's a serum, but it gives me enough coverage. Like, not too much, but enough, you know? So I really like it, and I'm just gonna use that all over my entire face. I'm gonna use my beauty blender. It is a little dark for me, so I will be blending it down my neck, but it's not too bad. I normally wear this in like the summer, like instead of foundation in the summer, like on an everyday basis, I wear this. So that's why I have a darker shade, but this stuff is amazing. I prefer this over a BB cream like 10 times out of 10, maybe 9 times out of 10, because there are some BB creams I really like, but this stuff is just, I just love it. I think it's amazing. See, it doesn't look so scary anymore once we put this on top. I should have self-tanned before doing this video because I knew this was dark, and like I still have some self-tan on, believe it or not, even though I'm like the same color as my wall. I should have redone my self-tan so that I would perfectly match this foundation, but I don't think ahead. For concealer today, I'm going to be using my ColourPop No Filter, of course, and I'm just going to put that under my eyes and on the high points of my face, and I'm also going to cover up. I'm breaking out due to stress because finals, so I'm going to cover up that hunker on my chin. It's actually healing, believe it or not. This is like the healing form of it. It was way worse, but I didn't leave it alone, so it's taking a long time to heal. I'm also just gonna drag a line under like my contour area to lighten it up, so we have like kind of a natural contour without actually adding anything. And I'm gonna blend with my sponge. And now I'm gonna go in just with any like fluffy brush that I have that's clean, and I'm gonna blend out this little area right next to my nose. I don't know how well you can see, but I suck at blending that area for some reason. Like, it's just so hard for me to get in there, in that little crevice of my nose. So I just use a different brush and go in and blend in there because it's just easier. And I go back and forth with that and my sponge just to make sure everything is blended. If you have trouble with that area too, or if your foundation collects in that area, I definitely would recommend doing this, going back in with a fluffy brush. I use an eyeshadow brush, it's not even a face brush. So now that that is all blended, I'm gonna go in and set that concealer before she gets a little too creasy. So I'm gonna go in again with my camera ran out of storage. I keep forgetting to like delete my videos on my camera after I put them on my computer so it keeps running out of space. But anyways, I'm just gonna use my Cody Airspun powder and pack that on my under eye area to set the concealer on my under eyes. Packing a little extra, not to bake per se, but I will go back over and like brush it off like the excess. So on the rest of my face to set it, I'm gonna go in with the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I've talked about this before, how it's not really a highlighter, it's just kind of like an illuminating powder. And I want to look super dewy and glowy today, so I'm gonna put this everywhere else to set the rest of my face. I just didn't want to use it on my under eyes because with the highlight underneath and this, sometimes it just looks a little harsh on my under eyes. So it's all, you know, what works best for your skin and stuff like that, but this is just what works best for me to set my under eyes with a different powder. I'm gonna spray my face again just because after I powder, I like to spray it because I feel like it really just like sinks it into the skin. I use a lot of spray, okay? You don't have to do this, but I like it. And actually next I'm gonna move on to my brows because I'm looking a little bit, I'm looking a little bit like an alien. So I'm gonna do my normal brow routine, which is with my ColourPop brow pomade and my Catrice eyebrow gel. You've seen it a million times, so I'm gonna do it off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and my brows are done, and now I'm gonna go in with bronzer, and I'm gonna be using the Lisa Frank X Glamour Dolls Bitten and Bronzed Matte Bronzer, and I'm gonna bronze my face with that. For highlight today, I'm gonna be using Becca's Opal highlight, and I'm gonna go a little overboard with this like I usually do just because I like highlight and I wanna look super glowy today, so I'm gonna put that on my cheekbones and a little bit on the apples of my cheeks just because I like the way that looks. A little bit on my forehead, my nose, inspo, and chin. So on my waterline today, you know, if you watch my videos, that I am all for a black waterline because I just like the way it looks. But today I'm actually going to do brown instead, even though I have black liner on. I just kind of want it to be a little bit more subtle on my lower lash line. So, and then I'm going to go back in with the second shade we used, which is this peachy one, which is called Big Cocktails. And I'm going to go in with just a buffing brush and smudge that all over my lower lash line. And then more precisely, I'm going to go in with that darker pink shade, which is called Spoiled, and I'm going to smudge that even closer to the lash line. Well, this is a MAC 235 SE brush, if you're wondering. And then I'm going to go in with a brush that has nothing on it. Actually, no, I'm going to go in with one that has just a little bit of translucent powder and really buff that out just to make sure it's nice and blended. Not too harsh because I want it to be a little smoky just because that's what I like, but not too harsh. Alright, and now I'm going to curl my eyelashes real quick if I can find my eyelash curler. Okay, I can't find it, so I'm not curling my eyelashes. I live next to the hospital and there's like a helicopter, like a life flight helicopter. So, sorry about that noise. But yeah, I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara on my top and bottom lashes. And then for a little more like oomph on the upper lashes, I'm going to go do a coat of my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This is my favorite right now. Like, look at the difference that makes in my lashes. I don't know how well you can like really see it, but these are just, it just adds that extra something. Like the L'Oreal Telescopic is really nice and natural, but this combination is like my favorite, these two mascaras. So then for my lips, I want something really light because I just kind of like the way it looks. So first I'm going to take the foundation off. And next I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in the shade Bare to Comment. And I'm not really going to like line my lips a lot because this is more of like, it's like more pink than I want it to be. So I'm just going to like really lightly put this on my lips and then buff it out with my finger, just to get a really light wash of color. And then to top that off, I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop gloss in the shade Fairy Floss, which I love. It's very light, which is what I'm going for. So I'm just gonna really coat that on. I don't know why I just did that with my eyebrows. I thought someone was pounding on my door, guys. It's just the washing machine. And then, of course, to finish it off, I'm going to spray my face with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. So, you know how I thought someone was knocking on my door, and then I was like, oh, never mind, it's just the washing machine? Yeah, it was a person. I forgot that the pest control guy was coming today, and I didn't let him in. Anyways, now he's inspecting outside, now that he's done with inside, and he's right outside my window, and he can see me filming. Anyways, that is all for this spring makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I have more videos coming soon. However, I've mentioned before that May is a very busy month for me, so I will not have a ton of videos in May. I think I'm only gonna have 2, but actually no, I'll have more than 2. The beginning of May. The first half of May, I'm only gonna have 2. Then the second half, I'll be back into like normal videos for the most part. Except for I won't have a lot of makeup because I'm moving. But anyways, last year's prom video, my prom vlog, is easily my most watched video on my entire channel. And I have another one coming back this year. So that is gonna be up May 13th. So make sure you come back for that. If you recreate this look or a look similar, make sure you send me pictures on social media. I always have my social media at the end of the video and in the description box below. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. That was really awkward. I don't know why I was so awkward.